Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're popping the hood on Perplexity AI to see exactly how you can go from being a casual novice to an absolute power user. Look, if you've been playing around with AI tools lately and kind of feeling like you're just scratching the surface, you're in the right place. We're going to explore how to get lightning-fast, dead-accurate answers and literally streamline your entire daily workflow.
Here's our game plan for today. We're going to cover the Perplexity Advantage, personalizing your AI experience, mastering deep research, building pages and dashboards, and finally, collaborative planning and spaces. Let's get right into it.
Section 1. The Perplexity Advantage, an answer machine.
So let's start by pinning down what actually sets this platform apart from the rest of the pack. Because, if you just glance at the chat window, it looks like everything else out there. But under the hood, it is a completely different beast. Standard generative AI tools are mostly built to be broad, conversational assistants, right? They're fantastic for brainstorming or creative writing, but they can and will hallucinate facts. Perplexity, on the other hand, has built its entire reputation on being an answer machine. It's purpose-built for accurate, fast, reliable research. And the absolute best part, it cites its sources. When you ask it a question, it doesn't just guess. It goes out, hunts down the actual data, and gives you footnotes linking directly to where it got that info so you can verify it yourself.
And beyond that standard chat interface, there are these amazing built-in discovery tools that keep you grounded in the real world. Take the Discover tab. It acts like a curated newsfeed, picking up on trending topics and even using your own search history to build a feed entirely personalized for you. Then there's the Finance tab. This gives you access to real-time and historical stock prices, market summaries, an upcoming earnings call calendar, and even a stock screener. And here's the kicker. No matter which tab you're hanging out in, that chat interface is right there at the bottom so you can instantly interrogate the data right in front of you.
Moving on to Section 2. Personalizing your AI experience, setting the baseline.
Setting this baseline properly is exactly how you save yourself literally hundreds of hours of frustrating prompting down the road. By jumping into your account settings and using the Introduce Yourself feature, you basically command the AI to communicate exactly the way your brain works. You aren't just typing in your name here, you're setting strict behavioral rules. You can tell the AI to heavily tune for accuracy. You can force it to use top-down communication, which just means giving you the so what immediately and explaining the rationale later. You can make it default to first principles reasoning to cut out all the fluff. And this is a real game changer. You can explicitly say, hey, if my question is vague, do not guess, ask me follow-up questions. This completely transforms the quality of the answers you get back.
To push that personalization even further, you can flip on the memory feature, which gives the model a much larger context window of your past chats. But it gets better, you can hook the platform directly into your Gmail or Outlook, letting it seamlessly pull info right from your daily workflow. You can even connect it to WhatsApp. That means you can literally text a prompt to Perplexity through WhatsApp on your phone, keeping your research totally integrated into the apps you're already using every single day.
Section 3. Mastering Deep Research, Precision and Automation.
Okay, so the crucial point here is how to actually automate gathering highly specific information. Deep research is arguably one of the biggest flexes of this platform, letting you build these incredibly accurate, in-depth reports. But you can take it a step further and completely automate it. Say you want to track a really technical topic, like updates on tensor processing units. Instead of manually searching every single day, you just write your prompt and schedule it as a task. You set the cadence, let's say daily. You set an expiration date, maybe you only need this for 2 months. And finally, you tell it where to send the output, like straight to your email inbox. Boom! You've just built a personalized, automated research assistant in literally a few clicks.
And when you're running these deep research prompts, you have total control over exactly where the information is coming from. You aren't just stuck relying on the vast, generic open web. You can explicitly force the system to only extract data from specific silos. Need peer-reviewed validity? Just toggle it to only search academic papers. Trying to get a read on public sentiment? Switch it over to social sources like Reddit. Doing heavy due diligence on a company? Lock it down to finance and have it exclusively read SEC filings. Targeting your sources like this drastically reduces hallucinations and guarantees you're getting the exact flavor of data you need.
To really put these capabilities to the test, the source material ran a deep dive into global coffee consumption and sleep patterns. They instructed the AI to gather data on consumption per person, average cups per day, and average hours of sleep per night, and then return it all in a nicely structured table. The results? It turns out Luxembourg consumes a staggering, honestly unbelievable 25.3 kilos of coffee per person every year. And yeah, that perfectly correlates with their notably low hours of sleep. Meanwhile, Finland sits at a very respectable 12 kilos per person. The AI grabbed this data, synthesized it perfectly, and structured it exactly as asked in just a fraction of the time it normally take a human.
Next up, Section 4, Building Pages and Dashboards, from data to visuals. Now, it's one thing to have a bunch of data sitting in a chat window, but it's another thing entirely to visualize it. And that's where Perplexity Labs and Pages step in. These are proprietary features that literally take your raw chat threads and research data and convert them into something you can immediately present or publish. With one single click, you can turn a dense, deep research output into a beautifully formatted, chapter-based web article or even a totally interactive data dashboard.
So, going back to our coffee research for a second, the source prompted the AI to use that raw data to build a cozy and playful coffee consumption dashboard. They gave it super specific style instructions. Keep the tone warm, zero corporate speak, and add tiny funny labels. And the result was absolutely phenomenal. The dashboard came up with these culturally accurate, hilarious insights, like this quote for Norway: "We drink coffee because winter won't end." It even called out Canada for being in complete corporate denial about their caffeine habits, while labeling Luxembourg's consumption as a literal personality trait. It just goes to show how perfectly you can tune the tone and style of whatever you're creating.
And hey, if you want to turn that exact same chat into a readable article, you just convert it to a page. The Pages feature will automatically summarize all your findings and lay them out into logical chapters. But it doesn't just stop at text. If a section feels like it needs a visual, you can command the AI to generate customized art on the spot, like a cozy coffee painting, or just upload your own media. Once everything looks perfect, you hit publish, grab the shareable link, and you're done. It's an absolutely killer tool for instantly drafting blog posts, newsletters, or internal company reports without ever having to stare at a blank page again.
Finally, Section 5, Collaborative Planning in Spaces, Teamwork Unleashed.
All right, so here's where we move from solo research to team collaboration, and this completely flips the dynamic of how you use AI. Spaces essentially act as a dedicated, shared project hub. So instead of your AI chats living in this isolated little silo, you can create a shared environment where multiple people can work together. Inside a space, you can attach specific reference files and apply overarching, custom instructions that will govern every single prompt anyone runs within that specific thread.
Let's look at a really practical example from the source: planning a group trip to Barcelona. You can set up a space and input strict, non-negotiable baseline rules for the AI to follow. In this scenario, the instructions were to build a 3-day itinerary with a strict $1,000 budget limit for activities. But the real magic is in the nuance. The instructions specifically required the AI to only suggest restaurants that accommodate meat eaters, vegetarians, and have very clear gluten-free options, making sure every single friend on the trip is covered. And because these rules are baked right into the space, the AI will never suggest a spot that breaks them. No way!
Once the AI generates this incredibly detailed custom itinerary, complete with mapped locations for all the spots, you simply share the space link with your friends. Now, everybody is in the exact same environment. You can all iterate on the plan together, swap out activities, or ask the AI for alternate suggestions. And once everyone is finally on the same page, you just hit that convert button, turn the whole itinerary into a beautifully formatted page with pictures of every location, and print it right out before you head to the airport.
We have covered a massive amount of ground today, from commanding the AI's exact communication style and automating deep research through SEC filings, to spinning up interactive dashboards and collaborating with your friends in custom-ruled spaces. So I want to leave you with this final thought. If an AI can autonomously scour financial filings, instantly format cultural data dashboards, and completely mediate your group trip logistics in seconds, what does that mean for the busy work taking up your day right now? Armed with these workflows, what traditional process are you going to completely automate next? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I hope this completely changes how you work with information.